Hi drummers, hope you're well. I'm going to talk a little bit here about the improvising part of session skills, Trinity rock and pop drums, grade 1. Now improvising is all about making it up as you go, man. But at grade 1, the good news is I think it's quite formulaic. There's not really too many surprises here. There are 3 styles of music or ways of playing that we need to be on top of. Pop, rock and ballad, broadly speaking. They're the 3. It's all, for me, based around the idea of playing a solid, straight 8s feel. So basically, this type of groove, which hopefully you're familiar with by now if you're up and running with your drumming, and throwing in some drum fills to make it interesting. Should say at this point, this isn't official advice. I don't work for Trinity. These are just the things that I would think about if I was doing this improvising test. It's the things that I talk to my students about before they go and do it. And this isn't a guarantee of getting 100%. These are the definitive things to do. Ultimately, it's improvising, so you can do your own thing with it. These are just some suggestions. Now, thinking about the pop style, first of all, I think of that as probably where we would start when we first start playing the drums. First few lessons, most of the time. So you're on the hi-hat, probably, kick and snare. Again, that straight 8s type of groove. Hopefully when you're playing, again, if you're having lessons or even if you're not, just working on your own theme, hopefully you've developed a few little variations, maybe on the kick drum. Maybe even on the snare, maybe even open and closing the hi-hat a little bit, small little variations that you can do. And then it's time for drum fills. So that's the other big way we're going to spice up the playing here, is throwing some drum fills. For me, this isn't set in stone, again, by any means, but a nice little format is to play 3 bars of drum groove, and then the 4th bar as a drum fill. So 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 1 bar, 2, 3, 4, that's 2 bars, 2, now drum fill. Crash back into a groove again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And drum fill. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3rd bar. And drum fill. One other great way to spice it up is to show some progression. So you might do a couple of times around on the hi-hat and then take it over to the ride. Just some way of taking it somewhere. The real basic thing, of course, is keeping it in time, keeping that groove solid, then throwing in some drum fills to add that little bit of spice, keep that flow going, and then that progression, just keep it interesting for the listener, some kind of change. The classic textbook changes hi-hat to the ride, I guess, for the early grades, grade 1 in particular. So that'd be the pop style. I'll give you a few more examples. If you can keep the groove solid, if you can make a few changes here and there, if you can spice up the fill a bit, keep it all together, progress it in some way, you're in business with pop style. What changes will we make to rock? Well, it might well be a bit louder, possibly. If it's a big full-on bit of overdriven, distorted guitar, you might need to rock it up a bit, play a bit louder. One of the classic changes, I think, is to take that hi-hat and to make it a little more open, like trashy sound. So rather than for rock, absolutely classic sound is the trashy hi-hat, or even riding on the crash, again a classic sound for rock. Brilliant way to do it. Another great way to show some progression, so that you start off on the hi-hat. Probably that little bit of extra volume. You could still take it to the ride as well, but classic, again, textbook rock type of sounds, trashy hi-hat and crash, great way to do it. If you're in the ballad style, this is probably the one at grade 1 for takes a little more thinking about. A ballad, generally speaking, is usually a softer, slower type of song. So what can we do to play softer? Well, first of all, just play more lightly, of course. On the snare drum, one great option I think, is rather than hitting a big open snare, is to play a side stick sound. This sound where you sort of open your fingers at the back of your grip, your middle finger, ringing finger and little finger, place your hand in the centre of your drum, and using the shaft of the stick, this bit here, give the rim of the drum a real solid click. Now, when you're starting off on the drums, this is one of the trickiest tones, I think, to really get right, to really extract from the drum. It takes a little bit of strength, honestly, and a bit of practice. So throwing the stick down, you get a chance here to do that thing that your drum teacher is always telling you not to do, which is press down into the drum. So throw your stick down, give it a real whack, even though this is a sound associated with a lighter style of music. I feel like you really need to get this one to project, that's the thing, because it isn't necessarily a very loud sound naturally. So you need it to cut through. Big, solid hit here with the again, the shaft of the stick on the rim of the drum. Classic error, I think, here is drummers getting a little bit too much towards the real tip of the stick on the rim, so you get a bit more of a weedy sort of sound there. Big, solid sound. I mean, some drummers even turn their stick around and play with the handle end, the butt end here. Never really been a huge fan of that. It's an option. And yeah, generally speaking, though, apart from that, I would say keep it nice and light. Obviously, you've got to play to the tempo of the music. When you hit your fills here, they're going to be a bit lighter for ballads. So keeping a lid on that, but again, getting a nice projection out of your side stick on the snare. Again, you might play that little progression. Take it to the right, for example. Keep it light. So nice and light, hope that all makes a bit of sense. You could still hit the open snare, it doesn't have to be a side stick. Again, this is not definitive advice, but just some suggestions. If it's pop, keep it straight, nice closed hi-hat, solid groove, drum fills. If it's rock, go a bit stronger, trashy hi-hat or crash. If it's ballad, keep a lid on it, man, nice and soft. Side stick, a great option. You do need to get that side stick sound to project. Nice and light on the fills. Hopefully that'll get you started. Just a few ideas. Again, please understand, I'm not saying this is guaranteed 100% if you do this. It's just some suggestions to put out there. Hopefully that gets you going with that. Any questions, give us a shout. See you soon. Thanks a lot.